Tonight, I make my final case. All the reasons why, in my opinion, that Barack Obama is not ready to be the president of the United States. Now, we're going to count them all down right here tonight, the top 10 reasons you need to keep in mind on Election Day. And we start with number 10, Barack Obama's judgment. He hopes to be the next president of the United States, but Senator Barack Obama has a long list of controversial associations that make people question if he has the judgment to be president. During the 1980s, when Barack Obama was a, quote, community organizer in Chicago, he met the Reverend Jeremiah Wright. While sitting in the pews for over 2 decades, Barack Obama was heavily influenced by the radical pastor. His second book, The Audacity of Hope, was even inspired by one of Wright's sermons. Reverend Wright preaches Afrocentric theology, a belief system based on the writing of James Cone. He wrote of a, quote, theology whose sole purpose is to apply the freeing power of the gospel to black people under white oppression, unquote.
God bless America? No, no, no. Not God bless America. God damn America.
As imperfect as he may be, he has been like family to me.
We nuked far more than the thousands in New York and the Pentagon, and we never batted an eye. America's chickens are coming home to roost.
He strengthens my faith, officiated my wedding, and baptized my children.
The government lied about inventing the HIV virus as a means of genocide against people of color. Governments lie.
I can no more disown him than I can disown my white grandmother.
Senator Obama's half-hearted attempt to ease the minds of Americans didn't work. He distanced himself from Jeremiah Wright, but this was not the only religious leader that Obama would have to run away from. Father Pfleger, a Catholic priest, is a community organizer and activist in Chicago. He's also close friends with Reverend Wright and a supporter of Minister Louis Farrakhan. He made headlines after this racially charged sermon at Trinity United Church of Christ.
When Hillary was crying, I really don't believe it was put on. I really believe that she just always thought, this is mine. And then out of nowhere came, hey, I'm Barack Obama. And she said, oh, damn, where did you come from? I'm white. I'm entitled. There's a black man stealing my show.
Back in 1999, Pfleger supported Obama during his run for state senate, and the records prove that Pfleger contributed thousands of dollars to his campaign. Obama also steered a $100,000 state grant into Pfleger-affiliated programs back in 2000. And who can forget Senator Obama's association with the unrepentant terrorist Bill Ayers? As a founding member of the Weather Underground, Bill Ayers takes credit for bombing the U.S. Capitol, the Pentagon, and New York City Police headquarters, and to this day, he shows no remorse. In an article that was published in the New York Times on September 11, 2001, of all days, Ayers is quoted as saying, quote, I don't regret setting bombs. I don't feel we did enough. Since the controversial relationship was exposed, Obama and his campaign have tried to downplay this association.
Bill Ayers is a professor of education in Chicago. 40 years ago, when I was 8 years old, he engaged in despicable acts with a radical domestic group. I have roundly condemned those acts.
It was at this house in the mid-1990s that Bill Ayers and his wife Bernadine Dorn hosted a meet and greet at their home during Obama's run for the Illinois Senate. Senator Barack Obama also served as a director for the nonprofit Woods Fund of Chicago from 1999 to 2002, alongside the unrepentant terrorist Bill Ayers. It's recently been uncovered that back in 1997, Obama gave a favorable review to Bill Ayers' book, A Kind and Just Parent, The Children of the Juvenile Court. He said that it was, quote, a searing and timely account of the juvenile court system and the courageous individuals who rescue hope from despair. While living with his grandparents in Hawaii during the 1970s, Barack Obama found a mentor in one of his grandfather's friends. Obama refers to this person in Dreams from My Father as a poet named Frank. The Associated Press and others have uncovered that Frank was none other than Frank Marshall Davis, a famous poet and a member of the Communist Party USA. As the AP reports, Davis was an important influence who gave Obama advice about race and college. The radical writer told Obama, quote, "You're not going to college to get educated. You're going to get trained. They will train you to forget what you already know. They will train you so good that you'll believe what they tell you about equal opportunity and the American way." After graduating law school, Obama moved to Illinois, and there he met Tony Rezko. The millionaire Chicago real estate developer is now a convicted felon who's set to be sentenced on 16 counts of political corruption. According to the Chicago Sun-Times, Barack Obama and the convicted slumlord Tony Rezko met in 1990, and the two developed a political friendship. In 1995, Rezko donated thousands of dollars to Obama's campaign for the state Senate. The AP reports that Rezko and his family donated more than $20,000 to Obama and helped raise tens of thousands more for his campaign in Illinois.
Tony was one of the people that I talked to, and he then supported me in that first race. Through most of my years in the Senate, he was somebody who I considered a friend.
There's also a question of Obama's association to a Palestinian Columbia professor named Rashid Khalidi.
You mentioned Rashid Khalidi, who's a professor at Columbia. I do know him because he taught at the University of Chicago. And he is Palestinian. And I do know him, and I have had conversations. He is not one of my advisors.
The LA Times reports that many of Khalidi's opinions are troubling to pro-Israeli activists, such as his defense of Palestinians' right to resist Israel. And in 2000, the Khalidis held a fundraiser for the Obama campaign. While Obama was serving on the Woods Fund, the group provided a $40,000 grant to the Arab American Action Network, which Khalidi founded. And as controversial associations, they don't stop there. There are even questions about who helped Obama get accepted to Harvard. As the Politico reports, Percy Sutton, a former borough president of Manhattan, claims that he was asked to write a recommendation for Barack Obama.
I was introduced to him, a friend who's raising money for him. The friend's name is Dr. Khalid Al-Mansour. And his introduction was, there's a young man that has applied to Harvard. Would you please write a letter in support of him?
Khalid Al-Mansour is a former mentor of the Black Panther Party, a black nationalist, and an outspoken enemy of the State of Israel.
And God cursed the blacks in the book of Genesis. So white people don't feel bad. Whatever you do to them, they deserve it. God wants you to do it.
The Obama campaign denies that the Illinois senator knew Khalid Al-Mansour. So how can we trust this guy? Barack Obama wants to be the leader of the free world, but he wouldn't even be able to become an FBI agent with this list of radical figures. He would never pass the basic background check. Because of his controversial associations, it's only fair that the American people get to question whether or not he has the judgment to be your next president of the United States of America.